Hello, World Trade Center, Amsterdam. I am Pep Rosenfeld from BoomChicago, and it is time to kick off 2021. How's everybody doing? Right? This is a pre-recorded video pseudo event, so of course you can hear me, but I can't hear you, right? This will definitely take some getting used to. But I know you're out there, and that's good enough for me. Now, for those of you that don't know, BoomChicago is a comedy theater that was formed over 25 years ago right here in Amsterdam. Why Amsterdam? Well, it's not for the reason you think. No, it was for the drugs. So, I have been asked to help you start off the new year with some fun and, God forbid, with a laugh. And while I know and I hope that most of you are feeling optimistic about the new year, I have to tell you that as a comedian, I tend to be a little bit of a pessimist. I mean, most comedians are like this. Most of us see the glass as half empty, unless it's a glass of beer, in which case we tend to see it as totally empty, because sadly, many comedians are also alcoholics. And when I think about you guys and your club and this New Year's thingy, I get even more pessimistic. I mean, look, let's be honest. This doesn't feel like a kickoff party. I mean, this doesn't even feel like a VTC event, which, if I'm even more honest, does not sound like the most exciting thing in the world. You know what I mean? I'm going to a World Trade Center Business Club event does not exactly have the same ring to it as I'm going to Disneyland. But still, this feels even worse. I mean, this, if I'm honest, this feels like one of those dystopian science fiction movies. You know the ones where like the trailer to the movie sounds like this.
In a world where a deadly virus has forced everyone to lock themselves in their homes, all human contact has been banned, and 3 kisses have been replaced by that thing where you get ready to touch elbows, but then don't. Dutch traditions like the borrel and the long meeting where everyone has a cup of coffee and exactly 1 cookie. Those traditions have been replaced with a new tradition: logging into Microsoft Teams, turning off your camera, and doing other work. World Trade Center Amsterdam presents Kickoff 2021, the virtual edition.
See what I mean? Though to be fair, I have to admit, I know that this is not your first video event, so you're getting used to stuff like this, right? Like on November 3rd, you had that online event that was all about the American presidential election. By the way, I heard that and I was like, oh, good idea. In these times of confusion and uncertainty, how happy you all must have been to get to talk about something so clear, calming, and relaxing: the U.S. presidential election. Wow. Election night. What an exciting 2.5 months that still is. Anyway, I'm glad it finally seems to be coming to a close, and I'll say it. I cannot wait to say hello to the new American president, Joe Biden, and say farewell to the old American president, Vladimir Putin. Anyway, if the events are different than you're used to, at least membership is constant. You know what I mean? You can always rely on membership. And what a fun bunch of members in the good old World Trade Center Amsterdam. I mean, featuring people from everyone's favorite industries: finance, real estate, and legal. Yikes. I mean, first of all, financial. The best dressed, least interesting industry of them all. That people in finance get married is proof that having money is more important than actually being interesting. Like sometimes I'll see a couple walking on the street, and I'm like, why are they together? And my wife tells me, well, she's a model and he's in finance. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Then there's real estate. Boy, what a year you guys have had. I mean, for folks in real estate, the hardest part of 2020 must have been pretending that you had a hard time in 2020. You guys are like, wow, you know, so what a year 2020 was, you know what I mean? And your friends are like, oh, were housing prices way down this year? And you're like, no, what? Actually, prices were crazy high. And in the home market, selling prices were way above the asking price. Oh, but were sales slower in general? No, it was red hot. Objects wouldn't last more than a week on the market. Well, then why are you complaining about 2020? I have no idea. And finally, there's legal. Everyone's least favorite industry of them all. Legal. I know I'm not telling you anything you don't already know when I say everyone hates you. You know, I went to Belgium last year for an event, and it was for a huge law firm. And my friends asked me, oh, you're going to Belgium, cool. Who are you working with? And I kind of didn't want to tell them. I didn't want to be embarrassed. So I was like, who am I working with? Pornographers. Yes, let's go with that, pornographers. And my friends were like, what? You're doing a gig for pornographers? Well, at least it's not lawyers. So all of you can walk into 2021 knowing that most of you are in industries that only a mother can love. And just so you know, your mother is faking it to make you feel better. But the good news is you're all part of the thriving international business district that is Zuidas. It's fantastic. VTC, with its 125,000 square meters of office space, more than 300 companies with more than 4,000 people who come from more than 30 different countries. And it's great. I mean, international companies like yours in an international city like Amsterdam belong in an international business district like Zuidas. But it begs the question, what kind of name is Zuidas for something international? I mean, if you're not Dutch, you would look at the word Zuid and you'd be like, oh, how do you say that? It must be a Zuid. And no one who's not Dutch would think us was pronounced us. So for most international people like me, your neighborhood looks like it's pronounced sweet ass. Sweet ass, as in, welcome to sweet ass. Come for the VTC, stay for the enormous HR problem when you brag about how you work in the middle of that sweet ass. But I'm told that VTC is the unique, exciting, vibrant heart of Zuidas. I was in fact told, and I quote, VTC is like a beehive. It's so busy. And that makes me wonder, which one of you is the queen? And do the rest of you know you're just drones? Of course, VTC itself is conveniently positioned between the train station and the bus and tram stops. That's great. Super convenient. I mean, how handy to work in a location so convenient to public transit for a bunch of people who mostly drive to work. Oh yeah, they built a brand new €3 billion metro that goes straight to your office and you're like, okay, thanks, but where do I park my Tesla? Though I have to say, if I'm honest, I understand why you don't ride the metro. I also don't trust the North-South line. I mean, there's still some unanswered questions about this thing. First of all, why was it so over budget? I mean, the thing was supposed to be done in 10 years, it took 20. It was supposed to cost €1.5 billion, it cost twice that. 3.1 billion euros. That is a lot of money to take a ride to Amsterdam Noord. I have been to Amsterdam Noord, and it is not worth the cost of the ferry boat ride, which is free. And then, of course, a few years ago, before the metro opened, the city was like, nee, jongen, you don't understand. It's hard to make a metro in Amsterdam because of all the sand. And I was like, oh, yes, the sand, of course. You were surprised by the sand, and of course you were surprised. It's only been there for, what, 700 years? The whole city is built on sand. You can lift a brick anywhere from any street in Amsterdam, and when you pull up that brick, you might as well put on your white pants and pour the rosé because it is a freaking beach party. Then it hit me. The problem wasn't the sand, it was the builders. It's who the city hired to build the metro. Max Beugel, spelled with an umlaut, they're German. I mean, I'm thinking, Amsterdam, after all this time, you trust Germans under your city? I mean, I get it. You see them every summer at the beaches digging their holes in the sand, so you thought they'll be good at this. But what if that's not what the Germans were thinking? What if they were thinking, you know, we took care of Rotterdam so many years ago. How shall we get Amsterdam? Well, Rotterdam we got from above. Amsterdam we will get from below. So I get it. I also don't trust that thing. And then, of course, there's the sense of community you all have as part of VTC. All those emails from the club and the news flashes from VTC management. And if you're thinking to yourself, wait, Pep, which emails do you mean? I'm referring to the many, many emails you delete before you even read them or that go directly to your spam folder. Those emails. And then, of course, there's the hip and happening business club social media. Oh, man, it's lit. First of all, you got the business club Facebook. I know you guys spend a lot of time on business club Facebook. Yeah, nobody spends any time at the VTC Business Club Facebook. I don't even know if you can call it social media. You know what I mean? With all the one-way communication and total lack of engagement, I would call it anti-social media. And then there's LinkedIn. Oh boy. When are we going to stop pretending that we all like being part of LinkedIn? LinkedIn is like still having business cards in your wallet in 2021. You know what I mean? Yes, everyone does it. And yes, theoretically, it's good for my business. But so far, it's just a huge pain in the ass. But look, let's put the past behind us. I will say I'm looking forward to having all of you folks back at the VTC this year. I mean, 2020 was a little lonely around the old Zuidas. You know what I mean? Occupancy rates down, offices empty, restaurants closed. It was bad. I mean, it wasn't quite a ghost town, but it wasn't quite a town either. I know we'll all be glad when the infection rates decrease and the vaccinations begin in earnest, because then we can get back to normal. You know what I mean? You folks can come back to the VTC and hang out with each other. You know, you can see colleagues at the coffee machine and gossip about each other. You can meet in person at events where, you know, you announce the new strategy for next year, which is basically just this year's strategy, but with higher targets and lower budgets. You can log out of Teams once and for all and meet in person. And remember that in-person meetings are also a colossal waste of your time. You know, you can get back to doing all the things it turns out you didn't actually miss. But in order to make that happen, you've got to work for it. We got to stay safe. We got to keep washing your hands for the full 20 seconds. I hope you all still do that. You know, in America, we've got a trick to time it right, the 20 seconds. The trick is you sing the happy birthday song twice. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. You sing the song twice, and that's about 20 seconds. Here's the thing. You have to sing the American song. If you do the Dutch songs, it doesn't work. If you do the Dutch song, you're like, lang zal ze leven, and just when you think you're finished, here comes, you know, lieve tante somebody, and she's like, twee viola and a trommel and a flout, and you kind of keep washing, and just when you think that's over, here comes lieve oma going, hoera, hoera, is de koffie nog niet klaar? By the time all the songs are over, your hands are raw, you're out of soap, and somewhere in Asia, 2 birds had sex with a monkey, and now there's a new strain of the virus. So please, use the American songs. Anyway, look, I hear what I've just been saying, and I realize it's been a bit negative. And I have to say, I feel like my job is to point out that at times like this, when the world is in turmoil, things are changing, there are 2 types of people in the world. One type is pessimists. These are folks that want to avoid change, hide from the future, and live in the past. And look, as an American, I have to admit, we've got a guy like that right now who's pretty famous. In fact, as of this recording, he is still the President of the United States. And I think that if Donald Trump were here right now, he would say something like, people come up to me, very smart people, not as smart as me, but smart, and they say, VTC has to change. You've got to change. And I'm like, yes, you've got to move out of the loser World Trade Center and into Trump Tower. Oh, that's not the kind of change you're talking about? In that case, I will build a great wall around VTC to keep out the change. And VTC Rotterdam will pay for the wall. This is how I will make VTC great again. But that's not you. Y'all are optimists, and that's what this video is all about. So enjoy the kickoff and have a healthy, happy, and prosperous 2021. And look, it feels weird because you're all by yourself in your house, but give yourself a round of applause for getting through a great year and looking forward to 2021. Well done. Now, I know you guys miss seeing each other at the old Zuidas, so what we've done is we've asked a bunch of you to send in videos of your wishes for 2021, and we'd like to show you those videos right now.
I really look forward to welcome you again in World Trade Center Amsterdam. And for now, I wish you a safe and sound Happy New Year.
At Wika Team, we would like to welcome you back in the new year.
2020 was not a good year. I hope next year will be a healthy year for everybody, and I hope to see you back in the W2C.
Oh, hi. As a security host, I especially want to wish you a very safe 2021.
I wish you a healthy and a happy new year. I hope we will see each other soon again at World Trade Center events and we can make a toast together and eat bitterballen.
I wish you a happy new year, hopefully with a lot of coffees in 2021.
Also from the Wine Boutique and Spirit Store, we wish you a happy new year. And of course we hope you enjoyed a small bottle of Prosecco. I have a big one here, but you will enjoy yours.
I wish you all spectacular plans and a brilliant 2021.
Happy New Year.
I trust this year will bring us again real encounters. I look forward to new meetings with good conversations. Until then, stay healthy and safe.
Hey everybody, thanks to you for sending in your 2021 wishes. Gotta say, I agree wholeheartedly with 3 of those, and one of them, totally wrong. You know who you are. We also sat down and had a conversation with 3 members of the VTC Business Club to find out their take on last year, what they learned, and what they are hoping to see a little bit differently this year. And let's take a look at those conversations now.
There has been a lot of change, actually, during 2020. I could almost say everything changed.
Be careful with reopening and be careful for each other.
You're much more part of each other's life than being in the office 5 days a week.
My name is Martijn Kuipers and I'm Managing Director at Russell Investments. During 2020, everything changed. It started in March when I was in a train on my way to Bern in Switzerland, and I got a call from our head of HR saying, Martijn, wherever you are, get your ass back to Amsterdam, close the office, and you all will be working from home. And since then, actually, we are all working from home, no traveling, I was really traveling a lot in the US, in Europe, and yeah, I haven't been in a plane or a train since March actually. So that was a really big change for me.
My name is Lodewijk and I'm the owner here at Axel Bucks in VTC. The biggest change last year has been that we had to close down, but it gave us the opportunity to reflect on what we have been doing for the last 10 to 15 years since we've been running our own hospitality company. But as well, personally, it has been time to reflect on what we have been doing and how we want to continue after reopening again.
So I'm Gerrie Timmermans, I'm the HR Director for Atrium Group Services, which is a commercial real estate company. 2020 has been a very strange year, and what has changed for me personally is of course the working from home, which is applicable to everybody, I would say. On an office level or work level, we had so many changes. I don't know where to start actually, but yeah, it has been very challenging. Yeah.
I think the biggest adjustments we had to make is the same as everybody else. Going from offline to online to Zooming to being more careful in communicating with all the stakeholders in our company.
Everybody has become an expert in using Zoom and using Teams meetings. We had to set up all sorts of guidelines on how to present yourself during these meetings, and using a professional background on what to wear and especially what not to wear. Pajamas, t-shirts, you know, dress up, wear a shirt or a pullover or a sweater or something. And it depends whether or not it's a meeting with your colleagues or whether it's an external meeting.
We were actually working globally to introduce Teams. No one was really embracing it. It took us a year to get people a bit involved in Teams. In March, within 1 week, everyone was using it. That was actually a positive change from our end to get this introduced and to make sure that everyone is connected from a digital perspective.
Coming to VTC the last 9 months has been difficult. It's hard for me to see a place like this, empty, no people, no dynamics whatsoever. In between closing 1 and 2 we had quite an okay period. There was life, but not as much as before because of everybody working from home. But with our partners here in VTC, we try to make the best of it. But the closings are really difficult here. It's really quiet and niet gezellig, as we say in Dutch. We need some more gezelligheid.
I've been coming to the World Trade Center, every 2 or 3 weeks, just for a couple of hours. It's empty. It's a ghost town, and that's really strange to see. And I'm also really sorry for all the small businesses they started over the last 12 months in the World Trade Center, and these people will be really struggling. So if we can help them, we should actually help them. And I'm really looking forward to reconnect to the people in this building actually, and to see them again, having a coffee, having a lunch. That's something we have really missed as well. Not only me, but actually for the whole team here.
I have to say that the relationship at home did not deteriorate, so that's good. It actually went quite well. More quality time, I would say, in the private life. And I think, like so many people would say the same probably, is that we never want to go back to the old situation where you had to work for 5 or 6 days a week, you know, in the office.
We have changed the setup of the company, and we're going to work in a different way than we used to. And that came from all the moments of reflecting on what we did, and also reflecting on personal ambitions, and we made changes accordingly. So everybody's fresh and ready to go for at least another 5 years.
We spent a lot of time on traveling, in a train, in a car. It took you a lot of time. That's gone. So that saves you a lot of time actually in doing other things. So you increase the productivity and the efficiency actually of your efforts in the region. This, I would say, is a positive thing. And also, I think for the clients, which are also traveling a lot, it's the same.
My wife works at home and I don't. So that has been only for me only a small change. But yeah, I had to keep in mind that she is at home quite a lot, and that sometimes she can get sick of that, and that I have to be careful in those moments when I'm at home as well.
We're certainly all at home, so we have more time to do things together. We're doing a lot of sporting activities outside, especially during the summer period. We have been windsurfing, paddling, all kind of stuff. So, and that brought actually the family more together than ever.
Baking a cake was a big thing in the beginning of the lockdown. So, and I think a lot of people learned how to cook again and how to bake things again. And banana bread, we were talking about bananas, but yeah, banana bread, yeah, definitely.
I have 2 daughters, 11, 13 years old, and they were suddenly at home as well. We all were at home actually. They're making a mess out of my house. That's something I need to start managing as well.
So I look forward to getting back to a bit more normal life. I don't think anybody wants to go back as it was before, but a balance between working in the office and working at home, I think definitely something that will stay. Also our company is thinking about. People need to see each other again, that's very clear. Everybody's missing the social contact. And yes, the online drinks, it's a nice alternative, but it's not enough, definitely not enough.
I'm really looking forward in 2021 that we are able to come together again. And it takes a lot of time now. Before the March, it would be over in April. Then we thought it would be over in October. Now we're thinking about March. Well, hopefully in March, April, we are able to reconnect again in person. And I think that's really important from a personal perspective, but also from a business perspective.
I really look forward to hosting all our guests again. I look forward to going to our beach club in the morning and making sure that everything is like super nice for the rest of the day. I hope that the terraces here in WTC will be full again and vibrant, and that everybody comes back to normal, and that normal will be 90% of as we knew it was.
So the thing I really would like to do actually, when this is over, go out for proper dinner in a very nice restaurant. That's what I'm really missing.
One of my personal hobbies to eat at other places, to talk to the chefs, to talk to the restaurant owners, and to start doing that again. That I look really forward to, and traveling.
My hope for next year, definitely to get back to some normality, but let's try to keep the balance in working from home and coming to the office. I think we all saw the benefits of being able to work from home, and all the technology that we have to support that is amazing, I have to say. So yeah, let's try to find the right balance there.
The family will be really happy to see me again going to work and be traveling out there. I've been there a lot.
But I hope with first openings of restaurants and places like ours here in WTC that we can restart, we can reboot, and that we can start seeing each other again. Come and spend some money. Die is een beetje flauw.
Well, we are almost at the end of this pre-recorded video pseudo event. But before we go, I kind of want to address an elephant in the room, and it's something I mentioned earlier, which is this is weird, right? It's weird relating to each other via video. I joked that it was like a science fiction movie, but it kind of is. The video can sort of suck the humanity out of the conversation, but I don't want it to. I don't want it to for you guys as you move into 2021, because let's face it, before it gets normal, this is going to remain normal. You're going to talk to people about video, and it's going to feel like, robot conversations on a screen. So here's my request. We're going to do an activity right now, you and me. We're going to do it together, and it's going to be about practicing letting our emotions out. Now here's the thing. I get that you're all alone in your house and it would be easy to not participate and just let me do it on the video while you sit going through Instagram. First of all, that would be super lame and you will be losing out on the fun. Second of all, you don't think I can see you? Because I can. I'm spying on you like this was a TikTok video being made, folks. And David, put your pants back on. It's creepy. So, join me. It's an easy activity. All we're going to do is we are going to count out loud to 21, but every 3 numbers, I'm going to stop us and ask you to continue with a different emotion. There's nobody around. You could have a drink while we do this. Let it out. Have some fun. Or be super lame and don't do it, and I'll know. And I'll come and find you. And then we'll do it face to face. And you don't want that. So, we're going to start. Here's how it works. First, we're going to start by just going 1, 2, 3, and I want you to be loud, proud, sit up straight, loud, proud, but neutral, no emotion yet. Ready? Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Perfect. You nailed neutral. I feel like you and I could both be part of the finance world. We are so emotionless right now. But let's show some emotion. 4, 5, and 6, we're going to be happy and really be happy. In your face, your body, your voice. Let your happy flag fly for 4, 5, and 6. Here we go. And 4, 5, 6. Oh man, that felt good, right? Happy feels good. You're looking at me going, did that dude have a drug test before he made this video? Because maybe he should. All right, 7, 8, 9, we're going to be angry, okay? Really remember, your face, your voice, your body, everything is angry for 7, 8, 9. Here we go. And 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that was, you know what that's like. You know what it's like to be angry, right? I even kind of came a little closer to the camera. You can get super close if you want. I mean, it's not a rap video, so don't put your eyeballs on the lens. But if you want to show emphasis during a video talk, you can lean in a little bit. That's fine. Okay, 10, 11, 12. This will be a weird one because 10, 11, 12, I want you to show fear. Be afraid. Now, nobody likes to show fear. Not with friends and family, certainly not with colleagues. But we can do it right now. It's just you and me, and I'm not even there. So show your fear, let it out. It's going to be a little catharsis for, I don't even know what numbers we're on anymore. Oh, I'll just say 10, 11, 12. So 10, 11, 12, it's going to be fear. And here we go. Ready? 10, 11, 12. Right? It was weird. It's weird to show your fear, but it feels good. It feels good to get it out of your system. Okay, 13, 14, and 15, it's going to be you got something that you really want to tell, but you can't tell. You're not allowed to. It's like you won the lottery, but if you tell anybody you won the lottery, you don't get the money, and then you have to keep your job in real estate. So you really want to tell, but you know you can't. That is for 13, 14, 15. Here we go. And 13, 14, 15. Ooh, it was like fear mixed with excitement. It was good. Well done if you did it. All right. 16, 17, and 18 will be in love. And I'll tell you what, for in love, we're just going to both look away from the camera. I don't want this to be a creepy, eye contact moment for us. Let's just both be in our own little in love world. Here we go. I don't want a human resources problem here. So here we go for 16, 17, 18 in love. And 16, 17, 18. It was good, right? In love is like happy plus. You know what I mean? It feels great. And by the way, if you did in love and it felt more like angry plus, I think that's between you and your therapist. All right, finally, we will end with 19, 20, and 21, and this will be like it's a TED Talk. You know what I mean by a TED Talk. It's over important, pretentious, and you'll put a pause in there toward the end for no reason at all. So here we go. 19, 20, 21, it's your TED Talk. And 19, 20, 21. Well done. Once again, give yourself a round of applause right where you're sitting. It feels weird, but do it anyway. Fantastic. I hope you played along, but even if you didn't, I hope you see that letting emotion out is an important part of communication, especially when times are weird. And even more important than being able to show your emotions is being able to read the emotions of the people you're talking to. A lot of times on the video screen, you say how you're doing and people say, oh, I'm doing fine. But what they really mean is, I'm doing terrible and I hope you ask me a follow-up question. So go ahead, read their emotions and ask the follow-up question. Okay, I want to just say thanks for watching this video. Thanks to everybody that participated. I hope you had a good time. I want to thank everybody that sent in their wishes for the new year. And special thanks, of course, to the 3 folks that sat down and talked to us. I am Pep Rosenfeld from BoomChicago, and I want you to have a fantastic and prosperous 2021. Business communities march on, even by video. I mean, sure, sometimes while business communities are marching by video, they're accidentally on mute or the screen is frozen. But they're marching. We'll see you next time. Have a great year.